My name is Duddy, Settle Builds and Stuff. Today's video is going to be a build based around Hierarchy of Needs and Sanguine Alchemy to get loads of massive damage and cause infinite ignitions. The buffed Hierarchy of Needs, it's really good to use now. It was always good, but it's even better now. They buffed it, it's absolutely exceptional. Hierarchy of Needs and the Guidance Ring. We're going to be pairing it up, like I mentioned, with the Sanguine Alchemy for a 35% damage increase, plus Radiance and Ember of Combustion. Gives us infinite ignitions when we're inside our Well of Radiance. We'll also be taking a look at some other weapons that work with this, the Opaque Hourglass, to get some even more damage as well. Big hitting heavy bow damage. And I really wanted to try this in Mythic. I'll be honest, when I first thought about using it in Mythic, I thought, oh, it's not going to be that good, but it's absolutely fantastic in Mythic as well, which really, really surprised me. This build and bow is a true endgame monster. It feels like a special ammo weapon, so stay with me. So, the Hierarchy of Needs, you get this from the Spire of the Watcher dungeon. Precision hits and final blows build guidance, ring energy. Opposing guardians grant additional energy at full charge. Hip firing creates a guidance ring. Arrows fired through the guidance ring release seeking projectiles which do more damage based on the distance travelled. So you get damage from the actual bow and you get these little seeking projectiles on top of that. We're going to be increasing all of that damage in this video. And it's also got the catalyst on there, which makes it incredibly snappy when you've got a guidance ring up, improves reload speed and handling, etc. In the past, before this season, you used to take 5 hits or 3 precision hits to build that guidance ring. Now it's just 3 hits, which is an absolutely huge buff in my opinion. Really, really good. It makes it far more easier to use and it just feels great, to be honest. You've got Fever and Chill on top of there. You've also got free Radiance with this as well. Because it only takes 2 or 3 hits and you're going to get Radiance, which is a free 20% damage when you're not inside of your well. So 20% on the fly just feels great. And once you've got that ring up, you're going to get all them little seeking numbers, them little white numbers on top of that as well. And Radiance improves that damage as well. So it's a primary ammo weapon that really hits like a special ammo weapon. But in this video, we're going to make it feel like an actual heavy ammo weapon. At times, it's really, really strong. You'll see all them little seeking projectiles. You'll see I'm getting my Radiance. It is basically free Radiance with that seasonal artifact perk, Fever and Chill. I'll just have a quick little mention as well. When the bow first come out, I used it straight away. And I thought it feels a bit off. It feels a bit weird. It doesn't feel as good because the seeking projectiles wasn't working as intended. And then I think it was like a couple of weeks ago they actually changed it. So now it is back to original full working form. And you've got all them buffs. And also that guidance ring does actually follow you around now as well. Now if you pair it up with a Sanguine Alchemy, while you stand in any rift including your well, you're going to get a 25% weapon damage bonus to solar weapons. Obviously because you're running a solar super. And you're going to see like a little crosshair in a moment. That is also giving you an additional 10%. So while you're inside of your rift, you're going to get 35% damage increase and your free Radiance as well from Fever and Chill, which is absolutely massive. You'll see all them numbers are ramping up. And the good thing again, the seeking projectiles also get buffed by Sanguine Alchemy. So you're going to get your seeking projectile buff, your crit buff from the bow itself, all just mixing in nicely, and it's super snappy and fast to fire once you've got that guidance ring up. This absolutely completes this build. Ember of Combustion. Final blows when you've got a solar super causes ignitions, but this actually works when you're stood inside of your Well of Radiance. So you're going to get ignitions every time you get a kill with that bow. And it just literally clears rooms. Now, bearing in your mind as well, you've also got all that extra damage from your Sanguine and your Seeking projectiles that we've talked about on your Radiance. Now, 25% damage increase when you stood inside of a well, and 20% when you're not stood outside your well is all massive damage on top of everything else you've seen. And just for the ease of use, I've just put this little clip in here just for the ease of use. Really, really good, and that guidance ring will follow you around as well, which is even more ease of use. And then look at the state of this. Once you've got your well or your rift, specifically your well to get the Ember of Combustion going, you can literally clear rooms Really, really strong. Now, gear sets aren't massively needed, but if you can, I'd suggest running the Solstice bonus, because you're going to get Rapid Solar Final Blows are going to heal you. You're going to get loads of Rapid Solar Final Blows, or you could actually go with Bushido as well to get resist from your bow kills. So obviously Hierarchy is a bow, so you're going to get loads of resist when you've got Bushido on. So they're the two I'd recommend, although it's not needed if you don't have like a full-on gear set. Something to work towards. I prefer the Lustrous Armor set from Solstice, just to get that healing and that reload and handling speeds. Really, really strong. And you'll see again here, I've put my well down. It's just really strong. Now bearing in mind, again, it is a primary ammo weapon, and you shouldn't be able to delete things as quick as like that. And I was doing some really hard activities as well. 450, 460, and like I said at the end of the video, I will also show you it working in Mythic. Again, I was super surprised how good it felt in Mythic. Very, very useful. I've also shown you another exotic that works nice with this, the Phoenix Protocol. We'll talk about that, but I don't think it's needed just because of how fast you can get your super back this season. Usually I do run that, but if you just look at this clip here, it's just cleared rooms out and you're pretty safe. You stood at a back, obviously you can get your rift down. Now don't forget with Sanguine Alchemy, if you keep getting kills inside your rift, you're going to extend that rift as well. And like I said, once you've got your well down, your Ember of Combustion, it's like a perfect fit. It just really like sort of like molds the build together, if you like. It just really makes it wreck. Clear rooms. It's absolutely exceptional. If you've got the opaque hourglass lying around, this is what you get from the Desert Perpetual raid. You don't need anything specific. Vorpal's a really good role. I've got a couple of them. I've got Master of Arms, Binary Orbit. These all work nice, but the Guidance Ring actually works exceptionally well with the opaque hourglass. Is actually a really good DPS option as well for bosses and dungeon encounters. And once you've got that Guidance Ring up, that works with all bows now, don't forget. And that opaque hourglass, like I said, once you've got that primed with your Guidance Ring, it's going to get secret projectiles on top of that as well, so it just feels really, really nice. Put out some really nice damage. Like I mentioned, if you search on YouTube, there's a couple of content creators have really gone into this bow with Hierarchy for boss damage and things like that. It's absolutely wrecking right now. But back to Hierarchy again, like 450, 460 stuff, fire team ops, pinnacle stuff, it just don't make no difference really. It just wrecks them tanky knights, you know, they're usually pretty tanky. 2 or 3 hits with your burn, your Guidance Ring and they're out of there, especially when you've got your Rift down, getting that extra 35% damage, plus your Radiance. It just feels really, really strong, like I've mentioned. And I've mentioned the Lustrous Armor set or the Bushido set. Either one of them are going to be like the cherry on the cake. The next part of the video, I'm going to go over my fragments, etc. What I like to run with this build. Again, these are optional for you. I really like to run Helion. This is just going to help improve my ignition damage and just overall damage. I like to run Icarus Dash. I don't run Touch of Flame for the simple reason is I really, really enjoy running the Incendiary Grenade. This is just a Scorch grenade. This applies so much Scorch. So you hit something with your grenade and then pop a Celestial Fire, and that's just an instant ignition. Them two together. Ember of Combustion, which we've touched on. Solar Final Blows when you're inside your well, going to cause ignitions. Ember of Char, your ignitions are going to spread Scorch to affected targets. We've also got Ember of Eruption, again to increase them ignitions. And then finally, Ember of Ashes to improve your Scorch stacks. Quickly, Ember of Ashes Incendiary Grenade is 90 stacks Scorch. Massive Scorch numbers. Pair it up with a Mint Retrograde in your primary with bait and switch, something like that. Master of Arms, whatever you've got, it works nicely. Your opaque Fireglass with Master of Arms as well. And you've just got like massive damage left, right and centre all across your build. I like to build into weapons fonts. Just above my weapons out while I'm inside of that Well of Radiance. I like to run a Strand Scavenger for my Mint Retrograde or anything else that you may be using. Couple of weapon buffers there on the legs. And then finally, the other thing I'm just going to mention is my stats. Absolutely not perfect at all. I would prefer to have more weapon stat damage and maybe remove my intellect a little bit. You don't really need anything over 100 intellect. I'm going to leave my mods out, playing and my fragments as well, just in case you want to sort of skip that bit. Now, I've got some Mythic gameplay to show you. And like I said at the beginning of the video, I was really surprised how good this felt in Mythic. I won't say worried about it. I was just thinking in the back of my head, it might not work as good, but it does. It really, really helps. All these enemies, as we know in Mythic, they're usually pretty tanky, and you can just clear rooms out, even in Mythic as well. I would not lie to you, it feels absolutely exceptional in Mythic. The other exotic chest piece you could pair with this instead of Sanguine is Phoenix Protocol, because you're going to get loads of super gains as well. But what I found was the amount of super that you're getting back this season, I don't think it's particularly needed. You'll see in this clip here, I get well over half of my well back just by hitting the boss over and over again with crit damage and things like that. Plus you've got like other teammates and other weapons with attrition orbs you could pair up as well. So I don't actually think Phoenix Protocol is needed. Although it is a solid option, I prefer to go with Sanguine for that extra damage, and you'll see my well there. I've almost got it back just from Sanguine Alchemy, so pretty solid. And you can keep looping your wells over and over again, just doing that extra damage. And also you're obviously helping your teammates out with that Well of Radiance as well, which by the way has also been fixed. That also had a bug. It had a resilience bug. That has also been fixed. So if you pair that up with your Lustrous Armor set or your Bushido, you're going to get loads and loads of sort of extra health regen or damage resist as well. And then very finally, before I go, one more quick little shout out for the Opaque Fireglass as well. The Opaque Hourglass. That is just another little solid option. The Guidance Ring also works with all different types of bows, so have a look at that up as well on YouTube. There's some interesting combos. I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.